The question of a witness's credibility is one that any juror in any case is asked to weigh carefully, and it is perhaps more critical when it comes to a so-called star witness. Through their questioning, defense lawyers tried their best to pierce that veil of credibility, and prosecutors did their best to try and preserve it. Gerace and his lawyers had painted Katrina Nigro as a bitter ex-spouse who would go to no end to destroy their client's life after their troubled marriage ended in 2016, and when they say the troubles really began. Gerace claims Nigro began harassing him to the point where he got an order of protection against her, and which his lawyers noted she violated to the point where she was eventually charged by Amherst police with aggravated harassment and with criminal contempt. Things didn't stop there. They say Nigro began making calls to other police departments with all sorts of claims, including child endangerment, none of which were ever verified. "You were shopping around these charges, weren't you?" asked Gerace's lawyer, Mark Foti. "No," she insisted. The Erie County Sheriff's Office eventually ended up charging Nigro with making a false report. Then, in late 2019, federal agents raided Farrow's, and Nigro was on the phone the next day with the FBI, willing to tell all about what she knew. Her story is that she called them because after the raid, Gerace had contacted her because he suspected she was somehow involved. "He threatened to cut off my fingers and toes," she said. Lead prosecutor Joe Trippi, in an apparent attempt to keep jurors focused, noted that none of the details of the couple's acrimony had anything to do with the charges at hand. "Have you been truthful in testifying that drugs were used and sold inside of Farrow's, that there were sex acts and prostitution, and that Peter Gerace made cash payments to a DEA agent?" he asked. To all three questions, Nigro answered yes. But as Gerace's lawyers would note, in the 3 years between when they split up and that raid on Farrow's, Nigro never contacted law enforcement about her claims of what went on inside of there. She waited until after the raid and when she saw it on television, and when they infer that she saw an opportunity to pounce and took it. On your side in the newsroom, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.